Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes!
Me and the Dolan twins and Alex Ernst were in a room, and we locked Alex into a closet, and Alex broke out of the closet, broke the door, and I think ended up costing about $800, but it was worth it because I think he paid for it and it was funny.
My favorite PressPlay memory is when we were in Miami and we were at the beach and there was a pull-up bar and I tried to do the most more than Dylan and David and I fell and split my leg open.
A lot of my favorite memories of PressPlay are like all the adventures we go on usually, like Pearson, Jimmy, hey Jimmy. We'd always go and like shoot and do stuff and always like find all these cool abandoned things. And one time we literally went to an abandoned NFL stadium in Detroit and we snuck in and it was just an NFL stadium. Like all the little restaurants and all were still there and like everything was there. We were walking around just an empty stadium and we took some cool pictures and then security heard that there were people in there and we literally had to hide out, Jimmy, Pearson, and I, in a tiny little dark room in the corner as security circled for like 2 or 3 hours. We didn't even get to like explore the locker rooms or anything. Really wanted to check out the locker rooms with Jimmy. And then we got out and we didn't get in trouble and we made it. And we've gone to so many abandoned things, asylums, churches. It's fun. That's all the adventures probably.
A good decent memory was probably in Dallas when we were getting drunk at some bars and we were having some fun and got lost from the group. So I was trying to find them. They had already gone back to the hotel and at this point I'm like inebriated. It's a bad time and I get sent an address by Taylor to the wrong hotel and I don't know where I am at this point. I called David at like 3 a.m. He's so pissed that I'm like doing this and now he won't let it go. But yeah, I ended up spending like $100 on Uber that night to go to the wrong hotel and got back at like 5 a.m.
Alright, my favorite PressPlay memory, it has to be the wonderful and beautiful day I spent in the airport. It was fantastic actually. I flew into I flew into, what's the Atlanta airport? Just to call Atlanta, yeah, screw it. I flew into Atlanta, and I got there, and our flight, I think it broke down the first time we got on the plane. And I was like, wonderful, the flight broke down, this is a great start to my day. And then I went, and another flight broke down, and it turned out that the next flight I had to get on was entirely on the different side of the terminal. So I ended up spending like 13 hours in the airport. Ended up flying into New Jersey at I got to the hotel at 6 a.m. and I think I fell asleep in Hunter's room on a cot and I woke up in the middle of the meet and greet the next day because I hadn't slept at all. It was overall like a fantastic experience. I loved it. It was beautiful.
Favorite PressPlay memory, definitely we were in Toronto and I had my broken foot and David Graham was like, hey, let's go watch Star Wars. But we had to walk to Star Wars, which the theater was like right down the street. But we took a wrong turn and we had to like loop back around while it was blizzarding outside. So David was pushing me through the snow in my wheelchair because I couldn't walk. And it was honestly the funnest thing ever because all I was doing was getting like snowed on, and he was like drifting my wheelchair and like doing a whole bunch of funny stuff. It was awful. Like that will forever be like a memory to where I'm like, oh man.
Wow, I'm talking about my favorite memory. You're talking about that was the worst thing ever.
Honestly, my favorite press play memory is definitely last New Jersey when the fire alarm went off at like 6 in the morning. Everybody in the room, it was Dylan and Bianca in the room. They didn't want to leave. They were literally like, oh, it's not actually a fire alarm, but I made everybody get up, get dressed, and get out of the room. And the only person that met us downstairs for like the safety thing was David Graham. Yeah. So they were too happy with me that morning. Nope. No, I was not. And yeah, that's my favorite memory.
And guess what? Was there a fire?
No, there wasn't. False alarm.
On my birthday, I was in Orlando performing at a show, and after the show, I went to a cafe, and I was sitting, and I was just enjoying my food on my birthday, and fans got me cake, which is crazy. They brought up 2 nice slices of cake, and it was like the most thoughtful thing anyone's ever done for me, so thank you.
My favorite press play memory so far was, it was a Miami show, and I was with Dylan, Bianca, and David, and we were at a 7-Eleven, and I was getting food for my room, and this really, really intoxicated woman was ordering pizza, but she forgot her wallet at the club or something, and she was like begging the guy to get her a piece of pizza, and I was like, whatever, I'll buy you a piece of pizza because I was in a rush and I wanted to get back to the room. So I got her the pizza, and right when I got her the pizza, she turned my head and it forcefully kissed me.
I like that.
And I enjoyed that. My favorite press play memory was in Chicago when one night it was Taylor, Clay, me, and Drew, and we saw this roof like underneath our hotel, and Taylor was like, I know how to get to that. Do you wanna go down? So we go down and get up onto this roof. We have to like go across the street into this building, get to the top floor, then hop over some fence, and then we're on the roof, and it's a ridiculously long roof. So we go along it and like cross the street on the roof, and then are messing around up there. And I don't know what happened. I guess someone heard glass break, and they called like 911 as a terrorist threat or something like that. So we leave the roof, and cops are there. There's like 3 cop cars with like dogs barking in them, and cops point guns at us and tell us to get on the ground and like freak us the hell out. And it ended up all being okay, but yeah, we were detained by Chicago police.
My favorite experience at Press Play is when David Graham told everybody that I had 8 circumcisions, and I had to go for my 9th at the New Jersey show, and I had to miss it. And that was the reason why. That was my favorite moment.
Favorite press play memory is probably the first ever show I did, which was Boston. When I walked into the ballroom and not a single person knew who I was. But by the time the show came up, I got on stage and everyone was so awesome and so amazing. And then I joined the tour after that. And that's my favorite memory.